Hello. I think I'm already live. Just a second, because I'm gonna verify here the live session. If there is everything okay, let me check it out. All right. Here. Is it working? All right. Yes, I think it is, isn't it? Yes. All right. All right. We have one here. I think it's missing, isn't it? Check it out. Yes. All right. All right. Just a minute. We're about to start. Just verify here. Thing. Just verifying the situation here. It's land. What's going on here? Oh. It's land. Your channel. This one. Yes. All right. One watch. All right. There's no volume. No. Okay. So we're gonna start now. Okay. This is the fifth Volve. It's to learn online live. This live is our host. These lives are hosts. They are hosted every Friday at 6:30 p.m. from now on. So probably we're gonna have different ones or different times because I am still adjusting some things. So we are just starting the live session now. Okay. And these live sessions they are related to English language. Okay, we are gonna talk about English language, but I don't talk I don't talk exclusively or only about English language. We talk about life, we talk about development, we talk about psychology, psychoanalysis, because I'm studying psychoanalysis as well. And we talk about English, of course, because English is the main purpose. Like we use English as a tool. We use English as path to achieve our goals, to achieve our objectives, yes, things that we want to achieve. So that's why we use English. That for yeah, we use English to achieve our goals and to go to places that we don't know and even meet different people, meet different places. For example, yeah, that's why we use English for, right? So today is our fifth edition, yeah. So if you didn't watch the previous one, just check out my YouTube channel. We have for first one wasn't possible to record because we had a technical problem, but we have the second one, the third one, and the fourth one that was last week. Yeah, so we already talked about the usage of the verb to be in a practical way, nouns, adjectives, nouns, articles, and today we're going to talk about verbs. All right, so we're just going through the parts of the speech in this first moment. So we're going to go through them. And then after a while, we're gonna talk about different things related to English, vocabulary, and different aspects of grammar, syntax, and collocation, phrasal verbs. All right. So this is the objective. This is the aim. That's what I am looking for. I want to spread English language somehow. Okay. So if you have a friend or a relative, if you want to indicate, if you want to show him or show her this YouTube channel, feel free to do it. Okay, you are all welcome. If you want to watch this live after 6:30, it's gonna be after 7:30 because we have one year of live. Okay, So it's going to be available here in my YouTube channel. Okay. Feel free to chat if you are live watching it live. Feel free to chat, to send your questions, to send your comments. Sign in, subscribe yourself in the YouTube channel. Yeah, to like it, to click on the bell button so you can be notified when we have new things. Yeah. So this is the first one, the first moment. We're gonna talk about verbs. Okay. Yeah, and that's it. So this is the new link, okay? Tiny.cc slash yvisland. And gonna have now this warm up. Okay, so every time that I am starting a new presentation on New Switzerland online live or a lecture or something like that, I like to start with icebreaker. So we have this warm up. Yeah, so warm up. Today we have this riddle. So the riddle is, what question can you never answer to? What question can you never answer to? Okay, so what question can you never answer to? Let's think about it. Okay, we have different questions. We have different moments. Question and I select this one because I think questions, they are really, really important. They are relevant. Yeah, they are the way that we have, or the manner that we have to understand the way we act and the way the others act as well, and the manner the world is ruled, and the way the life is, maybe. Yes, but it's a little bit philosophical, yes, but I love philosophy as well. And most part of the time we need questions to motivate us. Yeah, most part of the time we need this a push that that comes by from a question to motivate us, to energize us. Yes, we need these energies. Yeah. So that's why I just thought about this one. Yeah. What question can you never answer yes to? Okay, because of course, most part of the time in our lives, we always answer yes, or we have this feeling. Maybe sometimes we feel a little bit guilty when we don't answer to a question. Some people don't feel self-confident to answer no. Yeah, and this is another big problem, a psychological problem, psychoanalyst, and a psychoanalyst problem. Maybe yes, related to this and that. So, what question can you never answer yes to? What do you think, in your opinion? What question can you never answer yes to? Okay, so we have these different ideas. We have different questions. There are many questions all around the world. And of course, today we're not going to talk about questions or specific questions, but there are many questions around the world. What question can you never answer yes to? Think about it. Is there anything in your life that you never answer yes to? What do you think? What, in your opinion, what is in your life? What does involve your life and you never answer yes to? Is there anything? If there is, please let me know. Okay, if you're watching this, let me know in the comments. But in this case, of course, it's not that deep. Okay, this this one is a little bit easy. It's just a riddle. Okay, so a riddle. If you don't know what is a riddle, I'm gonna explain you. It's a game, a kind of a game. Yeah, a question with a funny answer. So sometimes we have like funny questions with funny answers, but sometimes we just have a funny answer. Yeah. So what question can you never answer yes to? Could you think about it? Do you have any idea, or is there any question that you never answer yes to? Okay, this is the answer. Are you asleep yet? Are you asleep yet? It means like, are you or are you sleeping? Yes. Are you already? Did you already sleep? Yeah, something like that. Okay. Are you asleep already? So it's because we don't say yeah already in the end. So are you asleep yet? Because we have yet in the end of the sentences. Okay, so we don't use this idea of already in the end of the sentences. That's why the question is, are you asleep yet? Means to to know if the person is sleeping or not. Okay, this is the idea of the question. This is the main idea of the question. Yeah. So, are you asleep yet? Are you asleep yet? Are you asleep yet? This is the question. And of course, this is a tricky question, and this is a funny one because when we think about ourselves and when we are, for example, tired, exhausted, we need to sleep. Yeah, like, oh, I need a rest, I need to sleep. We can easily be asked by someone else, for example, a mother, a father, a sibling, or a cousin, or someone that is sharing a room, if we are sleeping or not. Sometimes we feel like I need to sleep, like it's a need, but I can't because I am working or studying or doing something that is really, really important, eating. Yeah, who knows? Feeding my body. Who knows? Yeah. So these are different things and different aspects related to this question. Yeah. So are you asleep yet? Of course, this one we have to consider that the person that we are asking to is already sleeping. Yeah, this one is already sleeping. The person is just lapped. Yes, is already sleeping. So that's why you cannot answer yes to, because when we are sleeping, we have no conscious. Like we have just unconscious. Yeah, and this is really, really important. I'm, for example, studying Freud, studying psychoanalysis, and when we think about our dreams, yeah, that we have our unconscious situation that we connect to our conscious and preconscious. So it's a kind of different dynamic, of course. When we start to study psychoanalysis and the way we understand the world and the way our unconscious acts in our daily life or it behaves in our daily life. Okay, this is really, really interesting because we have different aspects and different ways that are not controlled by us, and we have these ideas. Some people, they really controlled one. For example, I was uh, applying to a test, behavior test, disc test. It's really, really famous, and was like the answer or the result, the outcome was like that I am a controlled person. Yeah, that I like to control things. And this is another lesson, yeah, that we need to learn. We need to learn to how to be less, I would say, less tied to ourselves or less straight to the situations, and we have to know how to understand our intuitive and our energetical or even mystical way to live. Of course, like we are always learning. We are humans, and most part of the time we are not understanding the things that we face or we deal with or we face too. Yeah, so this is a really important question, and this is something that we can think about during the week or during a month. Yes, because it's a deep question. But okay, let's go on. Let's move on. We have these archery moment, as you already know. Yeah, this archery moment is a moment that I share something related to art. And this week, I was thinking about this song "Living on a Prayer" by Bon Jovi. You probably know this one. But if you don't, I strongly recommend you to listen to it and observe the lyric. And it's also connected to the to the riddle. Okay, this one is connected to the riddle because there's a part, especially the chorus, an excerpt of the chorus. It says like "Living on a Prayer." That's why the name of the song is "Living on a Prayer," of course. But I'm gonna start writing here, and I'm gonna tell you that these Vitsuland online live session is gonna be a little bit different because, of course, we're gonna talk about verbs and gonna do it as I always do every Friday, but this one is going to be a little bit different because I am going to write. Okay, I'm going to write many things. There are things that are not ready. I'm going to do it with you. We're going to do it together, right? So I just selected here the John Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer, and I just selected here the text box. So I'm gonna write things and we're gonna share the ideas. Okay, if you wanna share something, please let me know. Feel free to share it. Okay, so I just remember this because there's a TV sitcom, a very famous one. Yeah, every oops. Okay, everybody. I think you know this one. Hates Chris. I think it's this way you write Chris. Yeah. Everybody hates Chris. Do you know this one? It's a really, really famous one. TV series. Yes, a sitcom. It involves Chris Rock. There's a comedian. Yes, an actor, comedian, and especially in the last part of the last episode of the last season of Everybody Hates Chris. There's a classical scene. I would say a classical scene. And during the scene, we have like the Rochelle Modal and the brothers, the siblings, Chris siblings that are Tanya and the other one, Drew, yes, and Chris, and they are in a kind of a diner, a place, a kind of a fast food restaurant, a diner, kind of a place that they went to verify Chris outcomes related to his test, and they just turn on a junk box. Of course, we have to remember that this TV series, the plot, yeah, it's set on the 80s, so 1980 something. And this song is from the 80s, so they could connect the idea of living on a prayer and the situation. Yeah, I think he was like moving from a school to another, or changing the school, or changing the idea of studying in a school and going to another school, something like that. I don't remember now precisely, but it's something like that. Okay, and then they are like waiting for the result. Like everybody's there on at the table, yeah, waiting for the waiter or the waitress or something like that. And they just turn on a junk box. I think you know it is a junk box. It's a machine that you can select a song and listen to the song. Yeah, and they select this and they start to sing like whispering. Yeah, try to whisper in the first moment, and then they just increase the volume of their singing, and then everybody sing together. So everybody's is connect. Everybody there. Everybody's connected. Yeah, to the situation. Everybody like from the family. So this is really important. This is really important because it shows the family's connection, yeah, and the emotional aspect related to the song, "Living on a Prayer." Because of course there's a characteristic that involves Chris Rock's dream of being a comedian. Of course, nowadays we know he's really, really famous, but imagine in the 80s, imagine the whole situation. So probably as he's the author or the of this TV series, he just created this idea. All right. So today we're gonna talk about verbs. Let's go to the point. And why did I choose this one? Of course, verbs. When we talk about verbs in general, uh, we have different types of verbs. There are many types of tenses, yeah, verbal tenses and time. So I'm not gonna specify today, okay? I'm just gonna do another view, uh, I just created an overview presentation related to verbs, right? Of course, we're gonna have specific lives to talk about simple present, simple past, present continuous, yeah, and perfect as well, future, simple future, yeah. So we're gonna have those specific ones. But today I'm just gonna show you the main idea or the whole idea related to verbs. So it's gonna be an overview. I'm not gonna go in details. This is not the purpose of the slide, okay? Up to uh, maybe the end of the year, we're gonna go through the other ones, and we can have these split, or we can divide the lives in simple present, simple past, and so on. But today is just a simple presentation with the whole view and overview related to the verbs. Okay, the idea of the verbs. Yeah. So when we think about verbs, we have to understand that they are related to action. Yeah. And this is an important situation and relevant because when the relevance of it is related to the way we analyze our action, or what is an action and what is not an action. Okay, so when we think about action, for example, when we act, of course we can think that we are like running or jumping or maybe listening or writing. We can think that we are uh, getting up, yeah, these ideas, yeah, but we can also think that like think is an action. Yes, of course it just demands your own brain and your own ideas, but it is an action, yeah. So be, if you are in a place, is an action. And something that happens outside, for example, if it's raining, if it's windy, if it's snowing, yeah. So these are actions as well. So I would say that action, and we think when we think about different actions in our lives, for example, they are really, really important. Of course, if we don't act, if we don't do anything in our lives, nothing will happen. Yeah, there are a lot of people. There are many. I would say a lot of people. Yeah, or many people will. They just think about their plans, but they don't execute. They don't plan. They don't release their plans. So this is another important aspect. This is another important issue that should be considered when we are living. So if you plan is an action. Yes, of course. But if you don't execute, if you don't release, if you don't produce your ideas, you're not going to have any result. Even if you're, of course, you can fail, you can make mistakes, errors. They are part of our lives. Everybody will make mistake. Everybody makes mistake. Everybody commits some errors. Yeah, they have these ideas. They can be misunderstood sometimes, or sometimes we do not communicate. So these are verbs. Okay, so they are surrounding our lives. Verbs are surrounding our lives and our ideas. Yes. So that's why I just thought about it. I thought about bringing this idea of verbs. Of course, we already saw nouns, we already saw adjectives, and today we're going to talk about verbs, all right? So we have these ideas of verbs. All right, is everything okay? Yeah? All right, all right. So I'm gonna read you a part of text from Alice in Wonderland. Yeah. And of course, we're gonna talk about verbs after this moment. Yeah. So, Cherry's bus. She began rather timidly, as she did. Sorry. as she did not at all know whether he would like the name. However, it is only granted a little wider. Come, it's pleased so far, thought Alice, and she went on. Would you tell me, please, which way I ought to go walk from here? That depends a good deal on where you want to get to, said the cat. I don't much care where, said Alice. Then it doesn't matter which way you walk, said the cat. So as long as I get somewhere, Alice added as an explanation. So we have these excerpt, and I just selected this one because I love repeating and saying it, even in English or in Portuguese or Spanish, because I just speak English, Portuguese, and Spanish. And I'm still learning a little bit of Spanish. I'm just a basic one in Spanish, but this excerpt, this paragraph, in fact, we have two here, I think one or two paragraphs, but they have this idea of where do you want to go to? Okay, so when we are alive, for example, now we are alive, you are watching this video, so you are alive. So we have the opportunity to do things and to create and to produce and to release our goals, our aims, our objectives. Yeah. So we can do it. So it just depends on us. There's no one else like helping us or supporting us. Of course, like we can have friends, we can have mentors or family or teachers or whoever you want, but they're not gonna do it for you. They're gonna not gonna do it for you. Okay, nobody will produce or create something that will satisfy yourself completely. That's why I believe everybody is an entrepreneur. It doesn't matter who you are if you don't believe in entrepreneur, even if you are a public content employee, if it doesn't matter if you're rich or not, you have this entrepreneur spirit. Everybody has this one because we need to expose our own ideas. When we are, for example, speaking, when we are creating a lecture or a class or a presentation or this live, for example, or whatever we create or we do, we impress, we show our own ideas, we show our political issues. So this is really important because if you don't know where you want to go to, it doesn't matter the way. You can like go left, right, up, down, straight, go back. It doesn't matter. So think about it and think about your life. What do you consider in your life? Do you really know where you're going to? If you don't know, rethink, think it up, think about it again, okay, and go straight. Follow your track, okay. Follow the way you should do to you should go to so you can achieve your goals, okay. And if you need any help, of course, you can look at the book or you can do a research or ask for help for a teacher, for a mentor, for a friend. As for help, okay. It's up to you. So think about it. This is really important. And of course, in this in the reading, yes, in this paragraph, we have some verbs that we're going to talk about it during the live session. So the verbs in general, they describe, yeah, action, state, and natural phenomena. So we already talked a little bit about action, yeah, the idea of an action or to act, to release, to produce something. Because even when we are thinking, this is really important. Even when we are thinking, for example, there's a production of energy. Like I know some people don't believe in energy, But they exist. Of course, if you have a plant, for example, and the plant is alive, yes. So, what does make this plant be alive? It's energy. Yeah, it has a sort of an energy, a chlorophyll, photosynthesis. We have these universe that provides these energies. Yeah. So think about it. State, it means like the way something is or was or will be in the future. So we have some particular or repetitive moments, I would say. Yeah, this is states related to state or different states. And natural phenomena. So we have here the plural phenomena, the phenomena. Uh, as I told you in a first moment, so it's raining or windy or it's sunny, for example, or snowy and hailing. Depends on the situation, of course, yeah? So these are natural phenomena, and we also use verbs to refer to indicate those natural phenomena, yeah? And that's why verbs, they are so important. They're really common in our lives. We hardly ever construct a sentence without a verb because there's always something related to another thing. And when we have to construct this relation, we use a verb. When we have to analyze or compare or even to talk about yourself or the other or the future, the past, the present, we are using verbs. Yes, we are always using verbs. Of course, like I can say like a book or a house. Okay, but these are phrases. Yeah, they're not sentences. So I'm just saying that when we are using sentences or connecting ideas, different ideas, we mainly use verbs. Yeah, we majority use verbs. In the major part of our time, we use verbs. So these are the three common ideas that are connected to verbs. To action, even when we think about like stop, of course, when we stop, we are not in action. But if we think about, or if we are aware of the situation, you're gonna find out that even when you're stopped, when you quit something, for example, to quit is an action because it has a relation with the activity that you were doing before. Okay, so it is a sort of an action. It's a type of an action. It's a kind of an action that you are not doing anymore. So the verb consists in stopping or quitting. So these movement, the difference of movement is an action. That's why they are kind of actions as well. Okay, so these are the most important things related to verbs. A verb is always connected to a noun, a subject. Okay, so they are really important and they are really common. Yeah, when we have like a noun or a subject, we're gonna talk about syntax after this this moment. After the live, we're gonna have another one to talk about collocation and syntax, but they are common because they are connected to a noun, and we saw last week that nouns are really common in our lives. I'm not talking about pronouns yet, but we're gonna have another one to talk about it. Okay, so a verb is always connected to a noun subject because, of course, we can have let's suppose run. Yes, someone yells run, and then this person is suggesting that the other ones or the other one run to they're suggesting a moment to run from a situation, to run from a place, to run from whatever is happening there. So we have these idea of a verb or just using a verb like run. Okay, and everybody start running. everybody starts running, and then we have these idea. Okay, so think about it. Okay, we always need a noun or a subject to understand what's the meaning of the verb, or what is this verb linked to. Okay, we always link a verb to a noun, a subject, the idea of something that is doing another thing or making another thing or creating another thing. Okay, so that's how we create or how we connect these ideas, right? So if you want to know how to conjugate, observe the noun or subject, right? So the shita runs fastly. So we have here the idea. Let me just start here. We have, I'm gonna use this one. No, I'm gonna use the highlights first, and then I'm gonna use the arrow. So the shita runs fastly. It runs fastly. Okay. We have the noun and the verb. Okay. You can't stay here anymore. We have you. We have can't. That is a modal verb. I'm gonna talk about it after a while. And stay. I've gone to the gym every day. They've gone, sorry, to the gym every day. We have the, that is have, that is an auxiliary. We're going to talk about it after a while. Auxiliary or helping verb. Gone and every day. Okay. Tanya combs her hair carefully. We have combs and we have Tanya. Just highlight here. They as a noun, as a subject, yes, and comb. So we have this idea here. Let me just use the arrow now so we can observe. The cheetah runs fastly. So the runs is referring to the cheetah. Okay, it's indicating the cheetah. Yeah, you can't stay. Even can't or stay. These two verbs, they are indicating you. Okay, so they are connected to you. They are linked to you. They've gone to the gym every day. We have the idea though. Have is connected to they and gone is connected to they as well. So the subject, yeah? And Tanya combs her hair carefully. Combs, the verb is connected to Tanya. So Tanya combs. So notice that in the Shita runs and Tanya combs, we have these conjugation of present simple present or present simple third person singular that we add as. And they've gone. We have the conjugation. Yeah, they have gone. Present perfect and past participle gone. Yeah, we're not going to talk about these, but just for you to understand how we flex, how we conjugate. Okay, this is the main idea of this part. So verbs in general, we have verbs that can indicate different times, right? So we have verbs to indicate something that is in past, that will happen, that is not happening anymore, or maybe they are still happening. If you talk about present, there are many different ways to analyze the past. We're gonna have another one to talk about it, but this first time we have the idea of the past, something that was there that is not here anymore. Okay, let's keep on this idea that is there in the past that is not here anymore. The present that is now at this exactly moment, all right, and the future. So here in the past we have Sandra. Let me just go back to the highlighter here. Highlighter, yeah. Sandra was a good teacher. Sandra was a good teacher. So we have was is indicating the verb to be in the past. So she was a good teacher. Sandra was a good teacher. Is not in the present anymore. Jeremy is cutting the grass. Jeremy is cutting the grass. He is. So is cutting. Here we have a present continuous or present progressive. So we have the idea Jeremy is cutting the grass. He is cutting the grass at this exactly moment. You can even see the grass now. Okay, like he's cutting the grass. Let me just write here. He's cutting it. Oops. No, 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 no. type text box. He's cutting the grass now, for example. It's just an idea, just to make it real, okay? What is he doing? Jeremy's cutting the grass. What is Jeremy doing? Jeremy's cutting the grass, okay? You can say it. This is the idea, okay? And the filter, but of course we have simple present that doesn't represent the idea of doing at the exactly moment, but we're gonna talk about it in another vol, okay? Another Vitsuland online live. And we have the future, that's something that will happen that is not happening at that moment, but will in the future, yes? So Dominic will buy a purse. So we have these idea of, let me highlight this one. Technologies. Will, by, of course, we have like will. This one is an auxiliary or helping verb, okay? And buy, the idea of buying something. So when we refer to something that is gonna happen in the future, that will happen, so we use will and the verb, okay? The main verb, the verb with the meaning, okay? The meaningful verb, let's say. Or, yeah, that's it. That's the idea. The main verb. All right, so we have these present, past, and future. Past, present, and future, okay? Past, present, and future. And we also have like infinitive. We use infinitive, for example, when we have a previous verb. I'm going to give you an example here. Let me write here an example. Where's the type text box? Okay, we have so to and the verb. This is the idea of the infinitive, something that it's related to the basic form of the verb. Yes, like when we say like to go or to stay or to run or to ride, to jump, to dance, to swim, to talk, to type. There are many verbs. So this is the idea, and we generally use when we have like a verb previously, like a verb before this one. For example, uh, she she likes to go to the beach. She likes to go to the beach. Okay, just a simple one, just for you to understand that we use, like, for example, this idea. I cannot highlight this one. But okay, no problem. We have these. She likes to go to the beach. So we have likes is a conjugation. Yeah, with she likes is conjugated. So we have to go, likes to go. I want to know, for example, or Terry. Like, let me write here. Technology. Text box. Okay. So I want to know the truth. Or Penny was the one. Yeah, let me give this same example. To come here. She was to come here. She was to come here, but she didn't, okay? Was to come here. She was to come here. So these are ideas, okay? I'm not gonna specify this one because we're gonna have another one, but this is the main idea, okay? We generally use this one. But of course, there are other uses of the infinitive, and we use when we have like an explanation or when we are talking about a verb or a situation in English. Yeah, so we have these verbs in the infinitive. And how can we know which specific time do they represent? There are some markers, okay? Some adjectives, yes, or some maybe some adverbs, I would say, yeah, some adverbs, some things that are adverbs of time. So we have ago, yesterday, now, tomorrow, last day. I would say more adverbs than adjectives. So adjectives, we have adjectives are more related to the noun or more connected, but in this case we have more adverbs. Yes, these adverbs they are referring to time. Yeah, because of course we can have like old, but sometimes they don't specify, they don't analyze the time as the adverbs, because when we have an adverb of time, then you can specify the exactly moment of that situation. Okay, so ago, yesterday, now, tomorrow, next day, month, year, and so on. Okay, so when you have these markers, you can understand and you can conjugate. Yeah, you can form sentences. So this is an important thing to do, to understand the time using these markers or these references, okay? We have helping verbs, okay? I'm not gonna talk about them with detail. I'm not gonna give you details about it, but just for you to understand how like the verb to be, that sometimes a linking verb as well, that sometimes it's connecting like an idea with a noun or a subject. So we have the verb to be, especially when we are using it without representing itself, like when we have present continuous. Let me see. Uh, I think there's a problem here, but I think you can observe it. So we have the girls are going to the shopping mall. Like this idea, the girls are going to the shopping mall. So in these sentences, we don't have are with the meaning, of course. When you use are going to, you're using the present continuous. So you have the idea of going and something that is happening in that moment, but it's just helping. Yes, just a helping verb. Okay, just an auxiliary verb. The verb to do that we use in simple present, yes. For example, when we are forming question, I'm going to give you an example here. So, oops, okay. Do you do you know English? You know English? And answer yes, I do. No, I don't. Okay, so this is an idea because in this case we don't have the meaning of it. Doesn't have any meaning. It's just happening the sentence, the structure of the sentence. Okay, so we say it's a helping verb, and the verb to have when we have, for example, present perfect or past perfect or future perfect. So we have Harry has gone. Let me just changed. Has done his homework. So when we have, for example, a teacher and asking about Harry has done his homework. So he oftenly did it, yes, in the past and up to the present. So Harry has done his homework. That's the idea of has, okay, as an auxiliary verb or a helping verb. This is the idea of a verb. It's a verb that doesn't have its own meaning, okay? Of course, these verbs they have meaning, they are meaningful, but in these cases, in these sentences, they have no meaning. Okay, so this is the idea of a helping verb. It's a verb that is connected to a main verb. For example, know, here, go, know, and done, do, yeah, verb to do, but they don't have meaning here. Okay, they are just indicating that verbal tense. And we also have modal verbs. Okay, these verbs they are verbs that they sometimes I would say can have meaning, they can be meaningful, but they sometimes don't have a proper meaning as a helping verb. But in this case, they indicate the manner or the way a situation happens. So you should pay attention to the class. You should pay attention to the class. So in this case, it's indicating a strong recommendation. Yes, should you should pay attention to the class. So it's a strong recommendation. Mm, may I win in the lottery? So this may it indicates like a possibility or maybe a wish. So we have these modal verbs. We're gonna have another Vitsaland on my live to talk about them. But this one is just a situation, and these are possibilities. Okay, so would you rather be a man or a woman? So that's another question with using would. Okay, so these verbs they indicate a situation or they indicate a manner or a way that we are expressing something. It can be a wish, can be an obligation, can be a desire. Okay, so when we have these verbs, in general, we have no meaning or just the meaning of representing an idea or an information. Yes. It's really important when we are learning English to understand this situation, yeah, because we are sometimes we don't have this idea of how to represent or to translate. So try to avoid translation. Okay. Now we're just gonna end up with some exercises. Okay, so read the text and classify them according to the presentation. The guy runs on the bridge. It was missing. And on here, I think when I was typing, yes, on the bridge. Oops. Okay, on the bridge. Okay. Oh, what's going on here? We have these. The guy run on the bridge. The guy runs on the bridge. So we have runs. That is the verb to run. So we can say like it's the verb to run in the simple present. Third person singular. We're not gonna specify this one, just for you to understand the exercise or the idea. Okay, it's just a general one. So we have Pamela thought she could be a witch. So we have here thought. Thought we have simple past. We have could. It is a mode of we have in fact we have could be. Yeah, the idea of could be. Yeah, we have these connections. So I would say the of course the modal verb is could. Yes. We write here modal verb. And the be we have here like in bare infinitive, yeah? Bare infinitive. As a main verb, as a verb with meaning, yes? Could be is used in this case just as a modal to understand the situation, yeah? It will rain. It will rain. So we have will as an auxiliary verb or helping verb to in this case, yes, a helping verb, and rain, yes. Rain, I'm gonna say it's is here is used as a bare infinitive, but it's this sentence is in the future, yeah. I am chopping the carrots, so we have am chopping. I'm not gonna specify, but when we have like these verbs with ing, we have the gerund, okay? Oh my, what's up? Okay. I am chopping. I'm gonna. Oh. am shopping. So we have present progressive or present continuous if you want. Okay. Okay, then we have the following ones. Okay, let's go on. Ronnie goes to the school. If we put it in the future, okay, so we have follow the tips and transform the sentences. Okay, Ronnie goes to the school, to the school in this case, yes. To the. I don't know what happened. What's happening with my particles that I wrote, but okay. So we can say Ronnie increase this one. Ronnie will go. Then we go back to the bare infinitive when we use will, okay? To the school. Okay, let's go on. Of course, like you can say you can go to school, yeah. But it depends, yeah. You can say go to school. Tommy and Darla write a letter. So in the past, Tommy yes, because this one is in simple present. Tommy and Darla wrote a letter. This is in the past. Yes, right in the past. I was happy. So we have this idea of the past, and when we transform it, just a minute, in the present, we have I am happy. I am happy. Okay? I still need to learn how to deal with this time text box. All right. And then we have here, Deborah is working in a bank. Yeah, I think it was a simple present here, yeah. Present simple. This is already in present continuous, yeah. We have this idea. When we transform it into present simple, we have Deborah works in a bank. Deborah works in a bank. The dog goes to the park, transforming it into future using going to. So the dog is going to the park. Okay, because in this case, is going to go to the park. Yeah, you can say is going to go to the park. All right, this is the main idea. Period. That's it. And then we have a last one here to convert the following text into the past tense. So I'm just going to end up with this one. Okay, so William knows a secret. He keeps it inside and doesn't matter whatever happens to him. Once a man offers him money, but he refuses it. It insists it is important, though he can't say a word. The idea is to maintain the promise he makes to his fellow friend. Are you curious about it? Of course, like this verb is not correct. This text is not correct grammarly. There were some words that were supposed to be in the past, but just to practice and to understand the idea of simple past, it's converting from present to the past. Okay, that's why I created this, even if it's wrong grammarly, just to understand the idea of how to transform it. Okay, so let's. I'm gonna do it here. So William knew. Transform know becomes new. He kept it inside. Kept it inside. It didn't matter whatever happened to him. Okay. I don't know why. A man offered once. A man offered him money, but he refused it. Refused. He insisted. It is important. It was important, though he couldn't say a word. The idea was, in this case, to maintain. In this case, we're not gonna convert maintain it. For example, it's because this is not gonna make any sense. Okay, we have like the infinitive, so we're not gonna convert in this case. Okay, the promise he made. What is this? What's going on here? He made to his fellow friend. Were you curious about it? Okay, so we have here the text in a simple past simple, right? That's it. I'm about to end because that's it. Do you have any doubt? I think no, yeah? So I just did it over the exercise, so don't need to go here and there, so it's ready. Okay, just to end it up, we have this quote: only I can change my life. No one can do it for me. Okay, so don't expect anyone to change your life. Do it by yourself. Okay, so start your new life right away. Don't waste your time. Try to plan and don't try to plan. Plan your life and release it. Right? So this is the main idea of the quote. No one is gonna change, and even if someone change your life, you're not gonna have a me too idea. They're gonna not gonna have much me too to understand this change, and there's it's not gonna be worthy. Okay, so don't expect anyone to change your life. My references, this one you already know. Yeah, I'm just using the same one. And thank you very much for your attention. I'd like to thank you for participating, for being here in It's Learn Online Live. It's the fifth edition of It's Learn Online Live. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, if you really like this one, please let me know in the comments below. Okay, just give me a thumbs up. Okay, and click on the bell to be notified about the following ones or the next ones. We're gonna have another one next week. Okay, I'm not gonna tell you the subject. I'm not gonna tell you the time. You have to follow my Instagram to know, or my Facebook. I have Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Discord, Telegram. There's no excuses, okay, not to encounter me, not to find me, okay? So this is it. Thank you for your attention and see you next week. Bye bye.